Today we're exploring two Florida ecosystems that couldn't possibly be more different. The submerged cypress wetlands and the dry/pine flatwoods. And of course, all the homies that reside within them. Let's take a peep and see what we find. First stop, the wetlands. Here, the cypress trees completely dominate, and they shade the entire understory. The water looks dark and almost black, but it's not dirty. It's just stained like tea from tannins that leach out of the fallen leaves. Oxygen is low, and the stakes are high. Let's take a walk and see what we run into. This is a cypress dome. It's like an inverted island that's shaped like a bullseye. Center holds the deepest water and the tallest trees, especially now during the wet season. Fish and water lilies grow where raccoons once walked. But it's only temperamental, because in a few months' time, it will once again dry. That, however, is later. This is the time of abundance. A great egret stalks his prey. He is not alone. Not even slightly. An explosion of wading bird biodiversity. I have never seen anything like this. And they've all gathered here for the same reason. Invasive African jewel cichlids. Their young form endless highways down the streams. Every puddle yields a bountiful catch. The competition is not one of strength, but of speed. Who can stock up most before the good times dry? Deeper water holds more biodiversity, thankfully. Native eastern mosquito fish patrol the surface for insects and larvae. Scores of invasive walking catfish dominate the depths. They use their whiskers to detect anything they can eat in the murky waters. And there is something else down here doing the same thing. Minus the whiskers. An American alligator. The dominating force of the wetlands. Instead of whiskers, she uses sensory organs on her jaws and snout called dermal pressure receptors. They can detect disturbances in the water as small as 4 micrometers, which is a fraction of the width of a human hair. Wading birds are definitely on the menu, but they aren't her primary target. A gator of her size is after something with a bit more meat and crunch. A chicken turtle, identifiable by their boldly striped hind legs. We found one of these homies crossing the street and had to take a peep. Chicken! He wasn't too happy about his presidential escort. Chicken turtles prefer shallow, slow-moving waters that warm up quickly in the morning sun. They use their sharp beaks to chow on small aquatic creatures such as crawdads and small fish. They'll also eat aquatic vegetation. As we progressed, we make it to the transitional space between the wetlands and slash pines. The main difference? Water is much harder to come across here. The now familiar squish of mud underfoot starts to fade and is now replaced by the crunch of dry leaves. Mature slash pines tower over the younger cabbage palms. Everything looks green now, but a few months ago, this place looked totally different. Fires are common here. They sweep through every year or so, clearing the underbrush and leaving only the most fire-adapted plants standing. What seems like destruction is actually renewal. The fire clears needed space for seeds and pine cones, and the ash feeds the next generation. These young pines must grow rapidly. Things are fine now, but evidence of the fiery hellscape that this turns into is abundantly clear. American beautyberry. As beautiful as they are tasty. It kind of tastes like a tiny apple berry, kind of bitter. I'll be sure to cap a few here and there. After much walking, the trees were starting to open up into small fields. And then suddenly, a massive one. It was quite windy here. The lack of trees gives the shorter flora an opportunity to grow. Many angiospermic plants capitalize, like these fields of rattleweed. A pine lily. This species is highly sensitive to its growing conditions, requiring wet, acidic, sandy soils and full sun. It thrives in habitats that experience regular fires, which reduces competition from woody ops, making fire an essential element of its ecology, which is pretty badass. It can remain dormant underground for up to 5 years until conditions are just right to bloom. The flowers and open fields are home to insects of all sorts. Where there is prey, there are predators. The ground began to dampen here and was full of movement. Tiny baby oak toads search for ants to eat. A southern toad hides from the sun in his burrow. His shift doesn't start until nighttime. I was surprised to see there was still water here. The additional hydration allows many more Gs to patrol the streets. Like I said before, where there is prey, there are predators. an eastern garter snake. An amphibian hunting specialist. This one is of the electric blue variant. She uses her forked tongue to triangulate prey, and flattens her head to have me believe she is venomous, which isn't entirely a bluff. Her mild toxin resides in her rear fangs. She must chew it into her target, useful to subdue captured frogs, but not so much for a quick defensive strike. Heading back, I found coconut husks, which was really out of place. And then I found the bullets. The garter snake might rule over frogs and tadpoles, but even predators have someone watching from above. The red-shouldered hawk. Sharp-eyed, precise, and built for these wetlands and pine flats alike. This one has earned itself a meal. And that's all I've got for this one. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.
Yo, I don't got no slick plans, I'm just a twig ant. We clear on that?
Crystal.